You're hearing me speak into the Fifine Tank 3, which is Fifine's latest flagship microphone, and that is gorgeous. That is a sleek, beautiful podcast-ready design, very photogenic. This, not so much. Look at that. It's so skeletal, has a very thin frame, doesn't really accentuate the modern design of the Fifine Tank 3. And yeah, look at that. I mean no offense, of course, because I've been using this for the longest time, even in some of my past unboxings. It's an unbranded mic boom arm, and really, it does the job unless you're using a Shure SM7b. But if you're buying the Fifine Tank 3 for the sound as well as the looks, you are not going to mount it onto this plastic 70-cent mic stand or a mic arm like this one. Thankfully, Fifine just sent us this BM88 premium boom arm stand, and that is heavy. In this video, we're gonna see how the Fifine K688, K669d, Tank 3, and AM8 all look when mounted onto this boom arm. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, my name's Dave Soltura, and I'm a voice actor who's worked with clients across 78 countries from my studio here in the Philippines. I've also been the voice of Tom, Hank, Ben, and Roy in Talking Tom shorts starting late 2019. And if you think that's cool, subscribing to this channel would be the best thing ever. And by the way, Fifine did send me this premium boom arm stand, but everything I say in this video are my thoughts only. Okay, this BM88 is among the biggest products that I've unboxed on this channel, if not the biggest, so thankfully we managed to cram it in. Moment of truth. Ooh. We got a user's guide. And I just remembered I asked Fifine for the white version. And looking at it up close, it does not disappoint. Fifine's always had this gift for getting things right in the analog realm. I haven't seen them make software or software that I can remember, but you know, their mics always sound good from the hardware level. And I am amazed. This is solid metal. Zooming out a bit, I think the matte finish is sleek. A part of me thinks they might have painted this manually. Like, there are portions of this mic arm that seem like the paint is a little uneven, but not by much. The paint is actually evenly distributed across the mic arm. Now, this seems like a metal joint with a bit of plastic around it. I could be wrong, but overall, this is feeling solid so far. We get a nice ball mount with an adapter. This is for a 3/8 inch thread. We got the 5/8 inch adapter, but it is natively 3/8 inch. For reference, that means we can attach this to the Fifine K669d with the adapter, and even without the adapter, like so. And of course, we got the desk clamp, which also feels very sturdy, gives me a lot of confidence about the foundation. The clamp has dampening on both sides, so that really protects your table. And it also comes with its own Allen wrench, and that is for tightening this. All right, let's set it up. Okay, we got our manual. Turns out manuals are actually pretty useful. So the first step, desk clamp installation. So all we do is we twist this, put it here, right there. I'd probably put it to the side of my table. Try to zoom in over here. Focus on the clamp, not me, because the clamp is more important. So I just spin this like so. Counterclockwise, by the way. Just make sure not to over tighten it. Now we use this Allen wrench to loosen this part over here, like so. Ooh, came off. Okay, no worries. It's coming back in. No problemo. And there she goes. So now we tighten it right there. As for the ball head, you'll want to loosen this because this breaks into two parts, and now it's loose. We can actually wrap it around that mount. Like, just enough so it wraps around like so. Put that back inside and twist it, and there you go. All set up. Now we grab our Fifine Tank 3 and mount it over here. Okay, when you first set this up, you might be a little surprised that it begins to sag like so, but don't worry. That's why the joints have holes for the Allen wrench, So you just tighten that like so. And now our Fifine Tank 3 has elevated. But we're kind of forgetting something here. See what these holes are for? Cable management. See this arrow over here? It is pointing upwards. So to open this, you gotta pull it down. Basically the opposite direction of the arrow. Right there. Comes off. I did the same thing for the lower part. Now all we do from the bottom is move the cables right here, like so. Then we put the cover back and we slide it back in like so, moving along the arrows this time. See how neat that is? Continuing with the upper part, cable in, cover on, slide. Okay, let's do a range of motion test for the various joints of this mic arm. Starting with the base, we can move it like so, as much as we want. All right, moving it, moving it, moving it. And it seems absolutely fine. What I love about this is that I can tighten it or I can keep it fairly loose to move it around, but if I need more stability, I can, again, use the Allen wrench. So this joint only moves horizontally, it does not go up and down, but this is meant to be a low profile boom arm, so I think it's doing its job well. Next joint. Now this joint does quite a bit more. You can move it horizontally, and yep, let's test that range of motion. Goes pretty far, pretty far. Yeah, should be able to go 360 if you wanted it to. Yep, it's doing 360, right? Nope, 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 let's keep this in place. 360, like so. I can even avoid my camera because it also goes up, so yeah. But now my cable is all tangled up. Let's move it back. And this is a pretty sturdy joint. I thought that you could only move it with the Allen wrench, but sometimes you can get away with just stretching it and leaving it there. Giving it a few seconds. Is it gonna fall? Is it gonna sag? Seems fine. And of course we got the ball mount, which is super flexible. This is great for fine tuning where exactly you want to put your mic for mic placement. All right, let's test what mics this can handle. So with the Fifine Tank 3, it is perfectly fine. So this is how the Fifine AM8 looks on the BM88 mic arm. Look at that. I wish I had the white version, but this is what I got for now. But I'd like to think you have a very good imagination so you can figure out how that would look. Look at me being all streamery. How does this look? Yeah, looks pretty pro if you ask me. And this is how the Fifine K669d, the ultra budget dynamic mic, looks on the BM88 mic arm. That looks very professional for what you pay. This is great for branding. Does it look like I have a channel with 1 million subscribers yet? Okay, maybe not 1 million, maybe 20,000. Quick update here. I just discovered that there was actually another adapter on this boom arm. I thought it was 3/8 inch native, but it turns out that it is actually 1/4 inch native. So this is a more standard format for cameras, and I can put this Obsbot Tail Air webcam doohickey over here. See that? You can even use this for unboxings. I could replace this black stationary arm over here with this pretty white one. I mean, look, I can mount my second camera on and it looks perfect. Very clean. Okay, back to the microphones. This is the black Fifine K688 on the Fifine BM88 boom arm, and this is how that looks. Fifine's sending a white K688, but it's not here yet. I will be reviewing that K688 because this is the 2022 K688, and that one is the 2023 or the latest model. So you will see the BM88 with a white K688 soon. They both have 88s. I wonder if that's by design. And in case you were wondering, this is the heavy Shure SM7b. Let's try it on. Quick note, the max payload for the BM88 boom arm is 1.5 kilograms, and the SM7b only weighs roughly half of that, so you have a lot of headroom. I just have a few thoughts about my Rode PSA-1 boom arm that I've been using for the past couple of years. I think it's been almost 4 years now. I got this during the pandemic. This is the OG boom arm. It is by no means low profile, but it's been carrying my Neumann U87 right here for such a long time, and it doesn't leave that spot. Thing is, now I do other things aside from voice acting, like this channel over here, and thing is, because of YouTube, I'm a bit more concerned about the look of things now, so yeah, the Velcro over here, the cables just being visible everywhere, the two metal bars, I think it's quickly becoming a dated look. But another thing that I love about this PSA-1 boom arm is that it's spring-loaded. And you can see right here, the moment that I adjust it, it just stays there. Move it up, move it down, move it to the side, and it stays that way, no Allen wrench whatsoever. By the way, it turns out that the Rode PSA-1 boom arm has a max load of 1.2 kilograms, whereas the BM88 has a max load of 1.5 kilograms. I believe that has to do with the spring-loaded mechanism versus the Allen wrench mechanism. So these tend to be more convenient, and these tend to be more neat. I mean, neater. I know you're silently correcting my grammar. Okay, my overall thoughts on the Fifine BM88 boom arm. When I first saw the price, which is around $60, I immediately wrote it off because I was thinking, hey, Fifine, this is a bit overpriced for a Fifine product. Don't you normally create more budget-friendly, value-packed products? Because it is very close to the competition out there in terms of price. But it depends what you consider close, because the Elgato Wave low-profile mic arm costs $99. That is a $40 difference for what is essentially the same product. And yes, there are going to be differences, but are they life-changing differences? Design-wise, I actually do prefer this over the Elgato. I love the rounded corners, and compared to the Mayonos, those have heavy branding. The Fifine BM88 mic arm isn't just discreet because you can hide it under a camera, but also because it doesn't have a lot of branding. In fact, I'm having trouble finding any on the arm itself. You're only going to find it at the clamp, which you're not gonna see anyway. And yes, I was concerned with the build quality, but this is Fifine we're talking about. They just released the Fifine Tank 3, which from the name is all about build quality. K669d is all metal, and the BM88 is also all metal. And by the way, it's being all metal actually gives it a sound benefit. Even if you use the default XLR cables that come with the Fifine mics, which don't have the best shielding in my experience, having a metal mic arm actually shields your audio from that kind of interference you could hear in your audio. So overall, from the price, the look, the build quality, the audio benefit, range of motion, and the versatility of what you can do with the mount, I think the BM88 mic arm is going to be a wonderful addition to anyone's home studio or podcast setup. It looks good, it's reasonably priced, and it just works. Now, the only thing here, I just unboxed this, so I don't know how long it's going to last, but I do hope it does last because I have yet to have a Fifine product break on me. And by the way, I just want to thank this phenomenal, amazing human being here. Thank you. Thank you for supporting this channel. If you want to watch more videos like this one, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below, which should be changing its colors. See you in the next video.